everyone, welcome to Usagisquared Draws. Sorry about that, I had to just quickly adjust OBS so that I can actually see statistics of things. Basically, this is, for the art streams, what we have is a dual monitor setup, not that you guys can tell. And what it means is, I have my laptop sitting in front of the computer. So that's a thing, I'm just gonna... Oh dear. Apparently, my laptop is not actually properly plugged in, so one moment so that we don't end up running out of battery juice on the actual system we're drawing on. Plugged in the power bar.
It's not actually plugged into the brick. Look at the brick. Brick. Brick.
Oh. And... right. That should be fixed then. Yep, we're back and plugged in. Okay, so... because of the fact that we're actually drawing... sorry, we're actually in the middle of a stream right now, for once, we do not have to draw a frame. And hello! Welcome to... we have this running properly at last. It's been so long since we've been able to do this, and I'm really happy to be able to show this off now. I'm gonna move the mic a little closer to me, though. There we go. So, this week, since we already have a frame and everything, we actually get to draw something else. And, yes, sort of. I generally use it just to model stuff. Like weird, crazy houses, which is probably not the best use for it, but that is what I do. But oh well. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that I'm not quite sitting in the same way that I normally sit for this. Because normally I'm a lot closer to things, I'm a lot more right. It's true, building crazy houses is pretty awesome. Yes, what was I saying? Yes, now I remember what I was saying. So, because we already have a frame and everything, what we're gonna do is actually update something. Namely, my icon. It's been a long time since I've actually properly had an icon that looked more up to the standards of the art for things. So we're gonna be working on that. And as you may notice already, we don't have any sound for stuff, and that's because, well, my Alan Wake videos, some of them have actually been partially muted because of sound that was in them having a problem with Twitch or whatever, so I really don't want to risk that. I don't want to block out all the sound again. So, for the icon, it's going to be a simple Usagi sitting around, of course. Probably with a slouch, because I have a bad habit of doing that. But one of the things we have to keep in mind is that it has to stay small. Like, you have to be able to see what's going on from a fair distance, so... normally for that, a good way to do it is to use, not the histogram, the navigator. There we go. So I'm gonna have that on the side. You guys won't be able to see it, but I will. Which works out for me. Whoa. No. There we go. So, make that a little bigger for me. Just a little more big. Okay, so now in my navigator I can see this thing at a proper size. Yes, I am! We're drawing the mascot for an icon. Because it's been a long time. Usagi needs some updates. So we're doing a rough sketch first. I think I've already got my head a little off. Move this back a bit. There we go, that's a bit better. Oops, it's still selected. So... this is going to be quite a jump if anyone looks at the Twitch icon that I have right now. That's my usual icon. So it's definitely very different already. One. This is more floof. More like hair here. Definitely a much more detailed style by now as well. So if we do this really quick, we can give ourselves a certain range limit. Gonna do this. Just fill that with a solid black so that I can tell myself, don't go that way. That would be bad. Would no longer be a square or an icon. Chances are the icon won't actually cover that sort of field, of course, but yeah. So, cross-legged. Because that's the easiest thing, really. And it tends to actually be how I sit in the streams, not that anyone can tell because I'm on a chair, obviously, but very much like that. Boop, boop. So we got our eyes. And I might change the expression here according to what you guys actually think. For now, I'm just gonna be blowing raspberries at everyone. Because that's a thing. I don't think I've ever actually stuck my tongue out when playing games, though. I've done it a few times while I'm drawing, but not when I'm playing games. One of the faces that I have yet to make. My handy-dandy controller. Is my controller, actually. There's my controller. Can't quite get it around. I can sort of see. Sort of. Oh, fudge buckets! Pretty much. So, we're gonna have to really go in on that sketch there because it's a mess now. It's such a mess. But that's okay. So, I'm still not quite fond of where my head is sitting on this. I'm gonna move it again. Whoops, let's just not move my hip along with that. A little more. And that'll be fine. I'm glad to provide artistic inspiration. Very glad. Like, I should be drawing this. Yes, you should. Oh, you guys are actually talking to yourselves now. But now Usagi has a neck. That's a big change. I didn't used to draw myself with a neck. You're just sort of a head and a body. I'm glad to see some introductions going on in there, though. Very glad. Move this aside just a touch. There we go. So, oh right, I made this new layer new. We're gonna zoom in now. Make this a little less there. This is gonna be for a more cleaner sketch this time. Rather than this loose, gestury mess. And this is where you guys have to be really quick to say what kind of expression you want. Speak now or forever hold your peace. And deal with me blowing raspberries in your face. This is like watching a reunion between two long-lost brothers or something. It's you? Yes, it's me. Oh, you made it. I don't think that counts as a face, Drag. I don't think Fudge Buckets counts as a face. Especially since it's a face I could be making while I say Fudge Buckets. Try and not make me look like I'm shocked. Silly. I'm not so rude. Alright, that eye is definitely not working. Move it a little closer. And this way. You can see a little more. The eye, it doesn't quite look so off. There we go. And now my cheek's wet. Because I was stupid and did the artist thing where you make the face that you're drawing. That sure happened. This eye is still a little too low, I think. Boink. There we go. We're gonna move some of these features, whoops, a little higher on the face. And then move the nose back down because that's too high. Half of my art is basically messing around with things on a face, pretty
If
much.
you sprint, click.
Like, oh boy. You guys in the chat are getting lost in chatter there, I can see. Talking to each other. Maybe I shouldn't interrupt them. Maybe I should let them. Do remember that everything you say in this chat is going to be showing up on YouTube, though, people. And we got our glasses. And probably not. Probably not. Or, you know, another idea is actually talking about lots of things. We're talking to me. Cause I'm right here.
Gotta keep. Not analyze.
I actually get to draw the Usagi in clothes. Like, proper clothes now. This is a weird feeling. It's like I've crossed the barrier between funny animal mascot and something. I'm not really sure what. Something. I crossed some kind of barrier here. They're lost in their own chatter again. I'm just watching the chat at this point like, oh, okay. People are talking. They're not talking to me anymore, but they're talking, and that's good. Part of the point of the chat is to have fun, even if it's with yourselves. So, even if I have to become background noise. Hi guys. I know, that's what this is basically turned into. I have a persona. I keep forgetting that the chat also has lag. So by the time that I get all about the chat being everywhere other than, hey Usagi, what you doing? People are way behind or something. Haven't been on Twitch for a while, huh? So, we got our handles in here. Means, here we go. Controller. I'm gonna try and be accurate to the controller, but also not accurate because we don't really want any product placement in my icon of all things. That would be silly. I don't think Razor's gonna send me free stuff. Oops. That's a tongue, you bonehead! Oh my gosh! My husband, everyone. I don't know if you guys actually heard what he was saying. Aw, that's a shame. Oh, that's a real shame. Yeah, it's really not too good with, especially for anyone who's in Australia, I've noticed. Probably because I'm way over here in Canada, but it's just not very friendly at all. So. Okay. These are probably not actually where my buttons are, but you know what? Whatever. Whatever, we have the top sketched. And this is actually something that I don't intend to work on outside of the stream. It'll be something that's a little more constant. Although, who knows? Maybe we'll actually be able to finish it in one go. Okay. People are making friends all over my chat, and this makes me happy.
It's a matter of persistence.
Oh, geez, storm weather on top of that. That's just no good. Okay, so I think my head sketch is a little tall up. We're gonna do this.
My wife. Oh, my people. I was like, oh.
And we go. That's a little better.
Like the melee class type.
Alright. Whoops. We're still on that layer. So.
Good job, Sai.
It's a huge party! I'm so glad that so many people are showing up for this art stream. I'm supposed to do them every month, but it's taken a bit to properly set things up and have everything where it should be again.
The shrine is just...
But, they're normally on Saturday. The one that draws things! Oh my goodness! That sure is a reputation for someone to obtain. So... we almost got one here. I hope that too becomes my tombstone headline thing. I don't think that's what the obituary is. Normally when I hear that word I think of the newspaper announcements, so... Do. This might not work anymore, guys. Oh, nope. 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 Nope, we failed it. We failed it! Oh. Oh, gee. Okay. The ear is no longer pointing forward, but this should probably work out a little better. Since this is the sketch...
That's so...
Oh, you got a pit bull for your chair right now, huh?
Broken face.
Sounds cuddly and warm. I can't do that with the rabbit. She'll chew things. Possibly me. Possibly me.
Items, stuff from the real go.
So if you guys could see my Twitch icon right now, this is probably looking like quite the leap now.
They'll ask to join you. Well, they'll join you in.
Oh my goodness.
Pyromancer guy who an example. Where there's this they can get that 5 times.
Alright. So we have a relatively clean sketch. Oh, we've missed one detail. One detail, and I'm gonna play around with this a little bit more as well.
Doesn't matter how many times you die.
There we go, that's a little more. That works a bit better.
Got through that time though. Notice as I was playing more.
That sounds like a hell of a vacation. I have no idea how the Twitch delay is going to deal with that, but... And there we go. We got the massive Usagisquared tail. Let's curve this a little more this way. Maybe move that tail a little lower.
Items are worse than the items. That makes sense. 91 items are items.
There we go.
14 items are
so
items.
Now we're actually ready to ink it.
Scaled properly.
Which is coming at a decent time because it's actually 6:30 pretty much.
Hey
So, we'll just do some positioning for now then. Figure out where we want the icon to be. So right now, I have... We'll drag the navigation in here now. The navigation represents how it should look as a proper icon. This is the magnification, roughly, that you'd see on things like Twitch, YouTube, that kind of thing. So we need to crop in a little further. So... This brings us,
went through and did
if we
all
do
the
this,
stats for all the items. So level 181 items. Sorry, yeah, level 193 items are worse than 181. 140 items are worse than level 200.
Let's see if we can just...
Cool.
I'm gonna try and get it within the navigator box.
Like, oh, someone posted this. Massive, played the game the way it's intended. The game doesn't even play the way it's played. Ban the game too.
A little further in. There we go.
We're like, we can't even trust what the game.
So that's about how big that would be now.
Shit like that.
In our navigator window here. Maybe a little larger than that. I keep forgetting how large YouTube icons get.
How could they?
But that's about how big, so this looks like it would actually work out quite well. I tend to prefer not to crop it. I'll actually explain that after the break, because it is 6:30, which means it's time to cut and pause for the next part of tonight's stream. If you guys could just sit tight, make sure to refresh if it doesn't load right away. We'll be right back and probably start inking this.
Not gonna be as